I don't know if this is...
Somehow got turned off.
Okay, cool. Hi, guys. My name is Luke Bechtel. I'm with founding engineer at Infinity, and really excited to be here with you today. When Karpathy released Auto Research, we were incredibly excited because it sort of is a reflection of a lot of things that we've been experimenting with inside Infinity, and yeah, I'm not sure why this isn't...
That's all good.
Okay. Great. Yeah. So like I said, my name is Luke Bechtel. I've worked all over the stack for quite some time, and I have, in the past few years, pivoted to work on AI/ML exclusively, and it's an incredible time, as all of you know, to be working in the space. Infinity, what we're trying to do is metric-centric optimization. We're starting with building custom inference stacks, things like model hardware pairings that allow us to perform fusion operations, which, as you'll see in a moment, are completely unattainable within general-purpose frameworks. So, without further ado, who here knows what vLLM is? Just by show of hands. Okay. SGLang. Okay. TensorRT. LLM, okay, great. And then, yeah, I think you all know Llama CPP, I assume.
Just removing this.
Oh, yeah. Let me get rid of,
How do we get rid of this?
maybe cancel here? I don't know. Start mirroring, cool. You know, it would be great. We're just gonna put that.
Just move it.
Yeah. Easy peasy. Wonderful. Technology. So what I'm here to talk with you about today is a concrete result that actually beats state-of-the-art performance within the vLLM inference engine, over the vLLM inference engine. And so we recently got on the front page of Hacker News with this result. Actually, Dang, the moderator, contacted us directly and put it on the front page because he thought it was so interesting. And we were really happy about that. But we've been able to create from scratch an inference framework for Qwen 3 8B that beats vLLM, the kind of a state-of-the-art inference framework, on essentially decode speed. So we're able to produce 34% more throughput than vLLM is on this model on an NVIDIA H100. And this, is a pretty interesting feat in and of itself. But what is even more awesome is that this was discovered autonomously by our AI research swarm. And so you can see similar to the auto research. We really liked the diagram, by the way, Austin. That's a pretty sick way of representing things, and I think we might be doing something similar. We chose to go up instead of down, but same idea. And as you can see, over time, we started from scratch with no framework, or just a from scratch naive implementation of Qwen 3 8B targeting the H100, and we slowly built up a library which was able to surpass FP16 and then FP8 performance. So crucially, we were using FP8, we believe that these results, these types of operations, these types of optimizations would generalize to other floating point precision types, and we've seen results like that, although not quite as dramatic, simply because of the amount of time we've spent on performing such experiments. This is really the kind of the money shot here. I can talk a little bit about. We can talk a little bit about what we're how we get these optimizations, and kind of like how this came to be. So we have basically, like I said, this is model specific from the start. So we are not trying to create a general purpose inference framework, although we believe we probably could perform optimizations inside something like a vLLM or an SGLang. Yeah. Say hello to the cat. Part of my job, just as an aside, is to let that cat in and out of the door when it requests. So we have an intimate relationship. One of the really awesome things about building an inference framework from scratch is that we're able to absorb the best of all other frameworks. So we can look at vLLM, we can look at what SGLang is doing, we can look at what TensorRT LLM is doing, and we can pull all of their optimizations into our from scratch inference framework and discard anything that doesn't feel like it's relevant for our use case. tangibly, one of the strongest things you can do is you can perform fusion across layers, which are otherwise kind of hard to fuse. And you can perform a lot of other types of optimizations using memory more efficiently and such things. But yeah, I guess similar to auto research at home, one of the things that we have struggled with, and I think is like a key thing that everyone working in this space will soon discover, is benchmark integrity. Making sure that your results, when it optimizes, is not reward hacking. And so we've actually gone so far as to build our own library of reward hacks, which we track all the different ways you can cheat. And there are many different ways that the model has tried to kind of cheat. One fun example is at the start we were using kind of a naive throughput test. And we were using essentially the same sequence many times. And so it noticed that we were using the same sequence. And it just was like, well, I'll just use the same part of memory. And so it obviously was incredible for that sequence, but it completely fell down when we fed it different sequences. So that was sort of a fun one. And there are all kinds of interesting problems here. But yeah, so we've gotten a lot better through this set of experiments on fairness auditing, having agents that are responsible for making sure that we are being fair, and then also we have an evolving set of correctness benchmarks that are, a lot of them are just industry standard, but there's kind of a trade-off between how long it takes to evaluate correctness and how thoroughly you evaluate correctness, which is interesting. So. Yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions, but this is something we're really excited about, and we're excited to deploy to more hardware. We've started targeting some mobile devices recently, which we think has a lot of promise because they have really, really small memory constraints. But we're excited to expand to also superscale style clusters as well. So. Yeah, happy to answer any questions or provide any more details about Infinity or how we're thinking about these types of problems. Yeah, I'll open it up. Yeah.
State of the art with auto research.
I saw that you went on, I think it was like runs on the long graph. Like, how long are the experiments? I'm just curious.
Good question. So that is an interesting, I noticed that your experiments seem to be constrained to like 5 minutes per experiment. Because we're doing full inference stack, we kind of have let the model just choose how long it wants to go. But I do think that probably some time limit on each hypothesis is not a bad idea. So yeah, there's probably some tuning there. Yeah.
Yeah, we noticed that like the time enables essentially you to have, if you just push like more expensive hardware at it, then it can have just more cycles and have better results. But doing the step is interesting. It's just then you don't have a time bound, so you actually just don't know how long the experiments are going to run for. So I was just curious if you ran into that, where you had them that were just running forever or stuck or something.
Yeah.
Or if they're really fast.
Yeah. So we do have some kind of a collection of unstucking techniques. Okay. I probably can't talk about at this moment, but that is definitely something we think about. Is yeah, we don't want to be. We have found it in certain states where the system is clearly chasing like very minor gains when it should be chasing big ones. So yeah. Any other questions or thoughts? I know everyone's excited to get started building their own auto research engines. So awesome. Oh yes.
Are you able to share any a few of the kind of changes that your model agent came up with?
Yeah. So this graph, if you actually go to our blog post, there are some just high-level descriptions of things that it was able to do. So some of the big ones were, it built its own page detention. It built its own continuous batching implementation. And it was able to tune the specifics of those to the particular hardware and model constraints we were working with. We also are free to bring in other libraries. So DeepGem, I believe, is one that we pulled in because we found that it was like a really great low-level implementation of general matrix multiplies. Yeah, let's see here. What are some other ones? Yeah, lots of fusion, lots and lots of different fusion. Yeah, using we used in this instance for this inference framework, we used Triton, and it allows you to do a lot of cool fusion operations. That's kind of what it's designed for. So we were able to kind of, and then also we were able to obviously compile CUDA graphs, and let's see, and then things like chunk size tuning. That's something that's really nice that we can do that it's harder to do in a general purpose framework because it's kind of particular to the parameters of this model often. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. There you go.
Great. So it is time to turn the mic over to you. You creators of auto research frameworks